Gravity twists. The world folds in on itself. Your body slams against the harness as alarms shred the silence inside the observation pod. Red lights strobe across the control panels. Every warning system screams at once. Outside the glass dome, the universe is breaking. The black hole hangs ahead of you, vast, silent, impossible. A perfect sphere of darkness swallowing the stars around it. Light bends like liquid around its edges. Then the pull hits. Harder. Stronger. Your ribs feel like they're being peeled apart. The pod creaks as metal begins to stretch under forces no machine was meant to survive. A voice erupts through the calm. Subject 7, abort trajectory immediately. You try. Your hands slam the thrusters. Nothing. The controls are dead. The black hole grows larger. Not because it moves. Because you're falling into it. Stars smear into long streaks across the void. Time itself feels wrong. Slow. Heavy. Your oxygen alarm starts blinking. Somewhere behind you, mission control is shouting. Trajectory locked. We cannot pull him out. The pod trembles violently. The event horizon expands across the window like an ocean of darkness, rising to swallow you whole. And then, everything goes silent. No alarms. No gravity. No stars. Just you floating in perfect blackness. And a voice you've never heard before whispers inside your helmet. Interesting. You weren't supposed to be the one inside the pod. You were never the best pilot. Not the strongest candidate. Not the smartest physicist. Not even the most stable psychologically. You were simply the last volunteer left. 6 subjects came before you. 6 pods launched toward the artificial singularity orbiting the edge of the research station. 6 signals that ended in silence. Subject 1 lasted 8 seconds past the gravitational threshold. Subject 2 lasted 12. Subject 3's transmission dissolved into screaming static before the pod even reached the horizon. After Subject 6, the scientists stopped pretending the experiment was safe. But the project couldn't stop. Because the black hole wasn't natural. The Federation built it. A contained singularity suspended in orbit around the outer research ring of the station Helios array. A machine designed to study the ultimate limits of physics, and possibly weaponize them. No probe could survive the horizon. No drone could transmit data. Only a human mind might endure the distortion long enough to record what happens beyond it. That was the theory. And you were expendable enough to test it. You remember the room before launch. White walls. Observation glass. 20 scientists watching you like you were already dead. Dr. Kale stood closest to the microphone. His voice calm. Clinical. You understand that no subject has survived beyond the event horizon. You nodded. Not because you were brave. Because you had nothing left on Earth. A failed pilot. Discharged after a reactor accident you couldn't prevent. A name attached to a disaster report. When the recruitment message arrived, it didn't promise glory. It promised erasure. One mission. One chance to be useful. So you signed. Now the harness digs into your chest as the memory fades and the present crashes back in. Your pod drifts in impossible darkness. Your instruments show nothing. No stars. No radiation. No gravitational pull. Which makes no sense. Inside a black hole, gravity should be infinite. Instead, you float. Alive. Breathing. Your monitors begin rebooting one by one. Oxygen stable. Hull integrity intact. External sensors returning data. Numbers scroll across the display. Coordinates that cannot exist. Your brain struggles to process the readings. Because according to the instruments, you are not inside the black hole. You are beyond it. Then the unfamiliar voice returns inside your helmet. Calm. Ancient. Observing you. Your species has improved. The darkness around the pod ripples. Something massive moves through the void. And suddenly you understand the terrifying truth. The black hole was never empty. It was a door. And something on the other side has just noticed you. Your heart hammers inside the suit. Identify yourself, you say. Your voice echoes through the pod like it doesn't belong to you. No response. The darkness outside the observation dome begins to move again. Not like a creature swimming through space. More like reality itself is bending around something too large to see all at once. Your sensors start flooding with data. Impossible data. Distances that stretch billions of kilometers inside a space barely the size of a star system. Gravitational fields folding into each other like tangled threads. Time readings fluctuating between seconds and centuries. Your display struggles to keep up. Then something enormous slides into view. Not a ship. Not an organism. A structure. A ring of fractured light surrounding a void even darker than the black hole itself. Vast segments drift like broken continents, connected by beams of distorted space-time. Your computer labels it with a warning it has never used before. Unknown cosmic structure. The voice returns. You are early. Your throat tightens. Early for what? Silence stretches. Then the structure shifts again. Sections rotate slowly, aligning like the parts of a colossal machine waking from sleep. Your pod begins drifting toward it. You slam the thrusters. Nothing happens. A new gravitational field has taken control. The pod is being pulled. Not violently. Precisely. Guided. Your screen lights up with an incoming transmission. Not from mission control. Not from your pod. From the structure itself. Lines of alien code stream across the display. Your computer attempts translation. Processing. Processing. Then the words appear. Primitive species detected. Observation protocol initiated. Your pulse spikes. You're studying us? The answer comes immediately. We study all civilizations that discover singularity manipulation. A chill crawls through your spine. You built this? The voice almost sounds amused. No. Your species built the door. Your mind races. The artificial black hole. The Helios array. The entire experiment. You thought humanity was exploring unknown physics. But the moment your scientists created a stable singularity, they triggered something. A test. The massive ring structure ahead of you ignites with cold white energy. Entire segments light up like a star map activating. Your pod accelerates toward the center. This is observation, the voice continues. Observation of what? A pause. Then the answer. Whether your species survives what comes next. The structure opens. A corridor of warped spacetime forms ahead of your pod. Your systems scream warnings. Gravitational pressure rising. Temporal distortion climbing. This corridor leads somewhere deeper. Much deeper. Your comm system crackles suddenly. For the first time since crossing the event horizon, mission control punches through. Dr. Kale's voice explodes into your helmet. Subject 7, we're receiving impossible telemetry from your pod. Your breath catches. They can hear you. Doctor, the black hole, it's a gateway. Silence on the other end. Then frantic voices. Gateway to what? You look at the massive structure swallowing your pod. Your voice drops. To whoever built it. Another transmission overrides the channel. Not human. The ancient voice again. Observation phase complete. The corridor ahead brightens into blinding white. Your pod is seconds from entering it, and the voice delivers the final statement. You will now participate in the trial. The corridor collapses around you. Not physically. Spatially. The moment your pod crosses the threshold, every sensor explodes with readings. Gravity spikes. Time fragments into jittering pulses across the console. Then stability. The shaking stops. Your pod drifts into open space again. But this space is wrong. Stars burn everywhere, but they don't form constellations. Entire galaxies rotate only a few million kilometers away. A pulsar flashes like a lighthouse just beyond the canopy. Distances mean nothing here. Your computer labels the environment with one phrase. Nonlinear cosmic domain. The voice returns. Trial begins. Massive objects appear across the void. Not planets. Ships. Thousands of them. Alien warships of shapes you've never imagined. Crystalline armadas, organic leviathans. Metallic swarms forming geometric patterns the human brain struggles to track. They surround the domain like spectators. Watching. Your oxygen feels thinner. This is a battlefield? Yes. Your pod's console flashes again. A new system unlocks. Unknown control interface. Symbols flood across the screen. Your onboard AI struggles, then slowly begins translating. Gravitational manipulation controls. Spatial compression. Singularity deployment. Your breath catches. This pod isn't just a probe anymore. It's a weapon. Your comm channel crackles with mission control. Dr. Kale sounds like he can barely breathe. We're seeing the same systems you are. How is that possible? The voice answers him. Your species is observing the trial through the subject. Your stomach drops. You're broadcasting this to Earth? Yes. Your hands tighten on the controls. So this is a test? Yes. A deep vibration rolls through the void. One of the alien fleets begins moving. A massive organism-like vessel glides forward, its surface rippling like living armor. Your console flashes. Trial Phase 1, Survival. The creature fires first. A beam of condensed gravity tears across space toward your pod. Instinct takes over. Your fingers slam the unfamiliar controls. A miniature singularity erupts from the pod's emitter. The gravity beam bends, twists, then collapses into the newborn black hole and disappears. Mission Control erupts into shouting. Subject 7 just generated a singularity. Your heart pounds. You didn't know the controls. But somehow, you understood them. The alien vessel launches dozens of gravitational projectiles. You react faster this time. Fold space. Deploy singularity. Collapse the attack. The pod moves like an extension of your thoughts. The alien warship fractures under the warped gravity fields you redirect toward it. The creature implodes. Silence falls across the arena. Then the voice speaks again. Subject demonstrates adaptive intelligence. Your console lights up. Trial Phase 1 passed. The alien fleets shift uneasily around the domain. Some retreat slightly. Some move closer. Watching you now. The voice lowers. Trial Phase 2. A massive structure begins forming across the void. Not a ship. A weapon. Something so large it distorts entire star clusters around it. Your sensors struggle to measure it. Mission Control goes quiet. Then Dr. Kale whispers, "My God!" You stare at the forming construct. "What is it?" The voice answers calmly, "A civilization extinction device." Your pulse slams in your ears. "Why would you test that?" The answer arrives cold and simple. To determine if your species deserves survival. The weapon finishes assembling. Across the arena, an enormous lattice of gravitational rings locks into place around a dying star. Segments rotate slowly, aligning with terrifying precision. Your console translates the structure's purpose. Stellar collapse engine. A machine designed to force a star into instant supernova. Your mouth goes dry. How many systems can that destroy? The ancient voice answers without hesitation. Within a standard galactic spiral, extinction probability exceeds 90%. Mission Control explodes into panic. Dr. Kale shouts through the comm. "They're simulating a galaxy killer." Your hands tighten around the controls. Simulation? No, the voice corrects calmly. Reality. Your stomach drops. This weapon isn't hypothetical. It exists. Across the arena, alien fleets reposition. Massive civilizations watching this trial adjust their formations like nervous spectators. The weapon charges. Gravitational rings glow with collapsing energy. Your console flashes. Trial Phase 2, Prevent Extinction. You inhale slowly. Then you move. The pod launches forward. Space bends violently around you as you activate the singularity engines. Distances collapse into seconds. The weapon looms ahead, vast rings spinning around the doomed star. Your systems scream warnings. Energy levels off the scale. Even your singularity generator may not be enough. Mission Control speaks again. Dr. Kale's voice is different now. Focused. Calculating. We're analyzing the weapon's structure through your telemetry. Good, you say. Because I have no idea how to stop it. There's a pause. Then Kale answers. You don't stop it. Your brow tightens. What? You overload it. You stare at the data. If that thing collapses wrong, it'll detonate the star immediately. I know. Your heart pounds. That kills the entire trial zone. Yes. You understand what he's saying. A suicidal solution. Destroy the weapon before it fires. Even if it takes you with it. You push the pod harder. Singularities ripple outward, tearing through the outer defense rings. Segments of the weapon twist apart under impossible gravity forces. Alien fleets scatter. Even the ancient observers pull back. Your pod dives straight into the core of the engine. The star burns below you. Your console begins screaming. Critical gravity threshold. You prepare the final singularity. Mission Control goes quiet. Dr. Kale speaks one last time. You've done enough, 7. You smile faintly. Guess I finally flew something right. You release the singularity. The engine collapses. Reality folds inward. The weapon tears itself apart in a storm of imploding space-time. For one brief moment, you feel victorious. The arena goes silent. Trial Phase 2 successful. Then the voice returns. Cold. Unchanged. Unexpected outcome. Your stomach tightens. What now? A pause. Then new data appears on your console. A transmission from Earth. Not Mission Control. A classified channel. Your blood runs cold as the message decrypts. Helios Array, Command override activated. Dr. Kale's voice speaks again. But it isn't the same. It's calmer. Colder. Subject 7, excellent work. Your grip tightens. What did you just do? Silence. Then the truth arrives. The trial wasn't for them. Your chest tightens. What? The Federation built the singularity experiment for one reason. You feel the pod shudder. Energy spikes ripple through the black hole gateway behind you. Kale finishes the sentence. To find this place. Your heart pounds. You used me. Yes. Across the arena, thousands of alien fleets begin retreating. Not because of you. Because of what's arriving. The black hole gateway behind you expands. Far beyond the size it was before. And something enormous begins pushing through from Earth's side. Your sensors struggle to comprehend it. A fleet. A massive human war fleet. Kale's voice whispers through the comm. Thank you for opening the door. The gateway tears wider. Not slowly. Violently. Space rips open as the singularity expands under forced containment from the Helios array. Entire gravitational shockwaves ripple through the trial arena. Then the first human warship emerges. A black spear of metal kilometers long. Behind it, another. And another. Dozens. Then hundreds. The Federation Dominion fleet pours through the gateway like a flood breaking through a dam. Alien armadas scatter instantly. Entire civilizations retreat deeper into the strange domain. Not because they fear the fleet, because they recognize the intent. Your console lights up with encrypted signals bouncing between the human ships. Planetary siege configurations. Singularity weapon deployments. Dr. Kale speaks again. His voice calm. Victorious. We always suspected there were civilizations beyond the singularity threshold. You stare at the armada filling the arena. You didn't come to meet them. No. Your throat tightens. You came to conquer them. Yes. Your hands hover over the controls. You started an intergalactic war. No, Kale corrects quietly. We started an expansion. The alien voice returns one final time. For the first time since you heard it. It sounds disappointed. Trial result confirmed. Your pod vibrates as enormous alien structures begin withdrawing into deeper folds of space-time. The voice continues. Humanity demonstrates intelligence. A pause. Humanity demonstrates survival capability. Your chest tightens. Then the final verdict arrives. Humanity demonstrates predatory expansion behavior. The alien fleets vanish. The arena empties, leaving only the human armada filling the void beyond the black hole. Mission Control celebrates across the comm channel. Cheering. Victory. Discovery. But you stare at the silent space ahead, because the ancient voice whispers one final sentence directly into your mind. Species assessment complete. Your console flashes. Trial status passed. Then a second line appears beneath it. Civilization status. Containment required. Far away, beyond the arena, something massive begins waking up in the deeper darkness. Something older than the trial. Older than the gateway. Older than the civilizations that built it. Your oxygen timer ticks quietly inside the helmet. You are still the only human beyond the event horizon. And now you understand the truth. You didn't just survive the black hole experiment. You triggered the lock.